Yes, modeling does have beauty standards, but that doesn't mean you don't look good. Everyone's unique. When I first introduced the topic of wanting to be famous, one of my friends, he jumped in. He's like, no, I mean, that's impossible. He put a line over me and he was like, we're supposed to be a working class. We can't go about that. So what I found out was most agencies, they charge a lot of money from the models just to get them in the management. You don't need to pay to be in a model management. I would say never stop trying and never stop knocking on doors. Because I knocked on one door and that door opened like 100 different doors. So I would say never stop trying.
Welcome back to another episode of the show. I am your humble host, Cathy, and today we have a truly inspiring story for you. Our guest is Libin Mathew. He's just 17 years old, yet he already making waves as an international model, filmmaker, founder of 2 companies, and co-founder of a magazine brand. From running to casting because he couldn't afford transport to breathtaking barriers in Dubai's fashion and film industry. Lijo has faced criticisms, doubts, but he stayed patient and consistent and committed to building his own dream. In this episode, you will discover how to stay focused when everyone around you says you can't dream or says your dream is impossible. What it really takes to break into an industry with zero connection, how to handle rejection, hate, and setback while staying true to yourself, and how Libin is now using his platform to make modeling and filmmaking safer for the next generation. So, if you're chasing a big dream or you need a boost of inspiration, this conversation is for you. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe so more people can hear stories like this and be inspired to never give up. Libin, welcome to today's show.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So honestly, I would say, because I've checked your page, I've seen what you're doing. When I first heard about you, you're busy chasing your dream. I'll call you the dream chaser. But before we dive into all this topic today, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. It's actually a huge pleasure coming here as well. So how are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for coming. So we're going to start by asking you to tell us about yourself and, where you're from, where were you born, because you're 17.
Of course, yeah. All right. So my name is Libin, and I was born here and raised here. I started making fitness content at the age of around 15 and a half. Yeah, 15. And ever since then, I had this undying passion to just be famous. Once a pretty famous person came to our school, and I noticed that everyone chased after him just to get autographs and pictures with him. But I was in the corner, I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to be the guy that they take pictures with. I think from a young age, it just started to me that I wanted to be famous. And then, everything just led up to where I am right now.
So growing up in the middle class expat family in Dubai, I just wanted to know, what was your first memory when you start thinking that you want to be famous? You're supposed to be in school.
Well, the first memory I had is actually approaching my family about this matter.
And what did they say?
At first, my parents are really good Christians. So, of course, like any other Christian family, at first they were like, okay, hold on. They knew that I was making content, but they never knew I was going to step it up a bit and go into the bigger games.
What kind of content were you making?
Just around fitness, gym stuff, anything that a 15-year-old can do.
So you started content making at 15. Was it because when we talk about content, a lot of people are content makers. Could be comedy content, right. Could be what kind of, just running?
No, I actually, at that time, we couldn't really afford a gym membership. So I used to work out of my house. And I would sort of use that as a motivation to just to inspire other people that, hey, you don't need a specific gym to go work out. You can do it at your house, just motivational stuff on Instagram. And it sort of clicked. And from there, agents started contacting me and yeah.
So so you went into running, and when did you went into modeling?
So I started modeling around the age of beginning of my 16s, I think. Started because one agent, she noticed my account and she was like, hey, hold on, I think you're doing pretty good and you have potential. So she was like, just try out, come for a casting. So I went for the casting and surprisingly it went really good. And that was my first time ever being called a model. So yeah.
So did anyone discourage you from modeling?
Discouraging, well,
Or, before we move into the filmmaking, because normally when we're like 16, 14, 17, we're thinking about something different. Not everybody think like you.
Yeah.
I would say you're gifted to have this thought of
Thank you.
thinking beyond your age. And you might have spoke to some people like, oh, I want to go into modeling, or someone just approached me to be a modeling. Did anyone like discourage you not to?
Of course. I mean, when I first put modeling behind, when I first introduced the topic of wanting to be famous, one of my friends, he jumped in. He's like, no, I mean, that's impossible. We're not, that class to be famous. And he put a line over me and he was like, we're supposed to be a working class. We can't go about that.
So when are you supposed to be famous?
I don't know. Apparently, like, there's this social norm with people that they think you can only be famous if you're born into wealthy families or like your parents are famous, something. I mean, people just think like that. They don't think that you can be, rags to riches. They don't believe in that.
So listen, now, do you know any famous person from your country that came from, starting from the bottom to the top?
Of course. He's actually a director. His name is Tarun Murthy, and he recently made a movie that was a huge hit.
So that should be your motivation.
Of course.
So when people tell you you can't do this, you can't be famous, this should be your motivation instead of, bringing yourself down thinking, oh, because this person said this, I'm not able to, I don't think. So are you still in communication with this person? Because normally when people discourage you, all you need to do is to cut them off.
Of course. But the thing with me is I don't really know how to cut people off. I just sort of like respect everyone and just keep them aside. I don't cut them off. I keep them there. But yeah, I just sort of just have this friendly relationship with them.
So when you look back at 15 years old, Libin, starting out, what's one thing that you would tell him today? When you look back at your 15 years old, because I'll say from that time you started having this mindset of being famous, what would you say to your 15 years old?
I would say never stop trying and never stop knocking on doors. Because I knocked on one door and that door opened like 100 different doors. So I would say never stop trying.
When did you go into fashion what was your entry point for the creative industry?
Well, I started off with a fashion academy. Like I joined a fashion academy where they were teaching you how to be a model, like poses, runway, and all that different things about modeling itself and how you can find jobs and stuff. And basically that was my entry point. I got into modeling. I created contacts, got some network from that.
Yeah, in Dubai, yeah?
Yeah, here in
How
Dubai.
much did it cost when you went into fashion to learn modeling?
Around 8,000 something dirhams. It
For
was
how long?
like 3 months. It was way above my family's budget. But then like way above, as in that was like, this was my family's budget. This was the price. It was way too high. But my family, I told you, they never discouraged me. They always, they never try to cut my wings off. They're like, if you have a dream, go chase it. And I'm a single child, so.
You're the only child in your family?
Yeah. And I'm also the oldest. In my whole family, I'm one of the oldest.
So your parents were very supportive and they wanted you to chase your dream.
Yeah.
That must been a very, most especially it could be either a father or a mother could say, I want you to be a lawyer, I want you to be a pilot, I want you to do this, but they didn't push you all that way. They were supporting you. which we must say really big, massive thank you to them. And I hope that they continue to support you in this time, because there are times that you're really going to need them. There are times you won't need them that much. But now you are building yourself, and having their support is one big dream that every child needs out there, because not all child have the support of their family to chase 100%. Their dream. You've mentioned running to casting while other arrive in cars. How did those moments mean to you? Honestly, running to casting and then others are coming with their car.
Yeah. It was painful, actually. It was something that really hurt me. It's not something that I can control, because my family situation was pretty dire at that time. We're not poor, but it was middle class, But at that time, I couldn't really ask my parents, "Hey, give me a license, give me a car," So when I first stepped into modeling, and I would go for castings, when others would arrive on time in their fancy cars, they're not sweating, they're clean, they're nice. I would have to grab a metro, and I would have to get off, and it was peak summer. It was June, July time. So I'd have to get off, and I would have to walk around 5 kilometers, I think. It was a long walk.
And it's hot in the scorching sun.
Yeah, and it was dust all over. And I would reach there looking like a mess. Surprisingly, I think I just got through that phase, and now it doesn't really bother me anymore. It's what built me.
You're very young. I wouldn't want you to be fast. It's not clean. Okay? Sure. It takes time and courage. So I wouldn't say you get discouraged simply because your folks, your friends are arriving in a very grand style, nice car, while you walk and run, simply because you can't even afford to top up your Metro card. So I would say you keep going. How did your parents support, there's a way that how did they support and by giving you confidence?
My parents, first thing is when I first told them about this thing, a little hesitant. And then the next day they woke up and they told me, if you have a dream, go chase it. Never stop chasing dreams. They really tried their best in getting me whatever I wanted. Before my first shoot, they bought me new shoes, new clothes. They gave me almost everything that I can ask for. And that honestly was the biggest confidence for me. Even in hard times, they built a sort of confidence for me. And the best way I can give back is by working hard and not letting that go to waste.
So are you currently in school now, or you dropped out of school?
No, I'm in high school right now.
What kept you motivated when you faced the criticism in the industry through modeling? Like
I said, I know that one way or another I have to repay to my parents for the hard work they had. So criticism really didn't mean much to me, because I knew, so for a plane to fly, it has to go against wind, right?
Certainly.
Exactly. So criticism and hatred meant nothing to me. I just kept chasing what I had and chasing what I wanted. And I just believed in, that if you work hard enough, something or another will be waiting for you. Yeah.
Okay. Were there ever moments when you thought about quitting?
At a certain point, yeah. Especially when I told you I used to run for the castings. One of the certain moments I ran and I fell. And I fell on a rock and it tore my clothes. I was devastated. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Where was this?
It was in Dubai. It was, the Business Bay metro station, right? When you get off, and then there's the one tower, and then near there is a bunch of sandy areas.
Yeah.
So I had to cross that part to reach the other side. And I was running late. So I had to run. And my bag was pretty heavy. So when I was running...
Because your clothes are in the bag. So you need to... Because you'll be sweating, of course. It's scorching hot.
I carry extra pair of clothes, shades, moisturizer, sunscreen, deodorants. I used to have a whole... a whole cupboard in my whole bag, basically. And I was running, I fell, and I was devastated. I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. So I just go back home. And when I decided to go back home, I took 2 steps back and I was like, you know what? No, I'm here to do this. I have to stand my ground. So I
have to do this.
I have to do this.
You
So,
can't give up.
Yeah, with the torn clothes, I went in for the casting and it went pretty good.
You see?
Yeah.
So sometimes when we think that things are not working in our favor, it's actually working in our favor. And one thing I've noticed is that God will not put you in a situation you cannot handle.
Of course.
And no smooth future that doesn't go with a lot of crooked paths. So you have to keep climbing that mountain and keep pushing. It doesn't matter. You have a long way to go. Trust me. And you are definitely going to reach there because you are trying to make your family proud. You want to make your mom smile. You want to buy a nice car. You want to buy a nice house, but you have to go through the right steps. No shortcuts.
Of course.
Yeah. So at just 17, because you're currently 17 at the moment, you're already the founder of 2 companies. What companies are these?
Last year, I founded Vogue Models. It's basically for models. So what I found out was most agencies, they charge a lot of money from the models just to get them in the management. You don't need to pay to be in a model management. Like, okay, yeah, if it's for an academy, yeah, sure, pay out. But to be on a contract, you don't have to pay. And I realized there's a lot of scams going around, Like, I'm not talking about Dubai, I'm talking about in general. So I realized, hey, I have the time. I know I can put in the effort. So I started a website, Vogue Models.
So does this have an Instagram?
It has an Instagram. It used to have an Instagram. Now it's together with my production Instagram.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I started that to offer a stepping stone for, future models. So if you want a model, you can approach me anytime. I'll help you out for free. I don't need money. I don't need anything. I'm always here to help others.
So both male and female?
Anyone.
So it doesn't matter the shape or the color.
No.
So you are there to help. So when you say help, can you elaborate more of how you help the models?
Basically, most models, when they come up to me, the first question they have is, do I look good enough? Yes, modeling does have beauty standards, but that doesn't mean you don't look good. Everyone's unique. For example, I have a big insecurity of my face, but when I step in front of the camera, I'm confident. I'm a supermodel when I step in front of the camera. So it doesn't matter how you look. It's the unique perspective, everyone has their own unique traits. That's what makes them perfect. So I offer them confidence, and then I would offer them a place in my management. So I have friends who are casting directors. So when they offer a casting and if it doesn't fit my role, I would give the opportunity to newcomers. So if there's a role open, I would contact them. I would give their portfolio to the casting director, and if they're interested, they will come to me, and yeah, I would just give them the details, and I would take 0% commission from this. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
I'm totally non-profitable.
So how are you going to make money?
Well, that's why I have my production company started for making advertisements, films, short films, or in general just helping other directors. So I make money off of that, and I help people off of my management.
At the moment. So you're doing this to empower people who are not able, financially stable to help themselves. Okay, this is really great. And in this case, are you alone in your company? Do you have team? How many team members do you have that are supportive to you? And because how do you manage that with school?
For my management, I work totally alone. From building the website to even casting these people, I do it totally by myself. But for the production team, I do have a team of videographers, photographers, audio guys, and I have a team for that. And they're all people who don't want to get paid for. They don't want payment. They're people who are they like what I'm doing, and they have a mindset that, hey, I like what he's doing, so let me help him. These guys are really kind people. I'm working on my first film, and I asked them, how much payment do you guys want? They won't take a single dirham from me, because they're like, you're young, and they like what I'm doing, basically.
Have you had any collaborations recently? How many brands have you collaborated with?
I had a collaboration with an Emirati brand called Tasmeem. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah. It's a brand new brand, brand, and They're a clothing brand.
It's more of abaya, kandura.
No, that's what I thought at first, but no, it's more like just regular shirts, t-shirts.
For men?
Yeah, for men and
Okay.
for women, with a touch of the Emirati culture. Like certain logos.
Like the mixing tradition with infused with modern styles.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So how did that go?
It was fun. It was actually a really fun shoot because it was an early morning shot. So I had to wake up really early, and I had to start my workouts from like 3 a.m. just to get my body running for the shoot. Then my dad, he dropped me off at the shoot location, and it was like 2 hours of shooting. And then what made it unique was I had to catch a boat back to my place. It was like, do you know Al-Sif?
Al-Sif, yes.
Al-Sif. It was near that area. So what made it unique was I had to go back home on a boat, and I've never been on that boat before. So it was a new experience.
So what does being a co-founder of a magazine, what does being a co-founder of a magazine brand mean to you?
I mean, at first, the owner's name is Fatima. So she approached me and she told me, hey, I have this idea. We can try to work this out. So I agreed. At first, it did not work out because the name had a lot of copyright issues. So we changed the name up. We stuck to Chorus. And then from Chorus, we landed on Chestra. So this magazine, it's special because it's not meant for high fashion models.
What is it meant for?
Anyone. Let's say you are a content creator and you're starting, and you want to be known, you want to be heard. We'll feature you for free. We're not taking any money off of this. And we feature anyone who wishes to grow, We're basically empowering people. Yeah.
This is really great. So you're a co-founder to Fatima. Yeah?
Yeah.
And this also has an Instagram, and it has a website.
Yeah. The website is under work. So
okay, so the website is still under construction.
Yeah.
So how do you balance being a student? Student life.
Yeah, I mean,
you focus with
Well, this actually comes with a story behind it. So when I was doing my 10th year in high school, I actually had a teacher, and this was outside of school. It's a tuition teacher, separate. So we had at least 10, 15 students, all my age group. So everyone used to go to her house. We used to do group studies. Everyone studies amazing. They're like geniuses, except for me. Because I didn't want to use my potential on studies because I just didn't find it interesting. So
why? Education is good.
It is good, but it just didn't catch my mind at the time. It wasn't interesting to me.
So there must be something that you're struggling with. What is that topic? Or, not every topic that we enjoy doing. What do you enjoy doing more?
Well, and something that interests me in studies is the thought of having a degree. So to get a degree, I would study, but I wouldn't take a certain thing and, make it my whole personality. For example, some people say, I'm good at math. I'm good at science. I can't say that because I'm just interested in the fact that I'm getting a degree, because I'm not interested in studying for hours. I can study for hours, but I just don't find it interesting. So at that time, when everyone used to be really, into studying, I couldn't study at all. I was failing. I used to get marks that are really embarrassing to say, like really embarrassing. So I was failing behind all my classes.
But you were doing better in your with your skills.
No, I wasn't pushing myself hard at that time. I was falling back on everything.
Why? Did you sit back and ask yourself why?
Never got the chance to. I just kept going with the flow. And at that time, someone that really, really made me push my boundaries was my teacher. Because if I'm sitting here right now and talking to you as a filmmaker, it's because of the teacher. Because when I started modeling, I also used to handle studies at the same time. But I was new to this.
So you were like mixing.
Yeah, I was new to it. I didn't know how to balance these both. So I was falling back on studies, thinking I could do better in modeling. And I slowly started to pull modeling down with it.
Oh.
I was falling back on both of it.
Because you're not focused.
I wasn't focused. I thought, hey, I'm a model now. I can make money off of this. I don't need studies. And that overconfidence kind of dragged me down.
Oh.
Yeah. At that point of time, as you know, I was like failing in every exam. I felt like, dude, I'm failing this. I'm not doing good in life. Because everyone I see, they're passing grades. They're, they're getting A pluses. I'm here getting Fs. And I was like, I'm not doing good. And that kind of like flicked the switch. I was like, I gotta do better. I gotta try harder. And I came to my teacher with this concern and told, I don't think I can do this thing, studying. She told me, there's nothing that you can't do. She was like, there are some people that are, special in studies.
Yeah.
And there's some people that are special in other things.
Yeah.
Maybe I belong to the people that, special in other things. But overall, what she did was she identified that I had potential.
Yeah.
And she kind of sparked the fire, and that grew into a wildfire. And if my teacher has a huge special part in my life. No matter what I do in life, I will always be grateful to her.
Yes.
Because my parents, yeah, of course, they did an amazing job. But just as amazing as them is my teacher. Because she never stopped believing in me. She kept telling me, Libin, you have potential, you're just not using it. Because a lot of us as human beings are capable of anything. We've gone to space. We've done mining underground. We've done everything. And if I'm saying I can't study and model at the same time, I'm wasting my potential. As human beings, I have lots of potential. So she's someone that unlocked me, my potential. So, of course, sitting here, I'm really thankful that, she was a part of my life.
Sometimes we don't know what we have until we lose it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at other countries, there are countries where people really want to go to school so bad, but they don't have that financial.
Sure.
Their parents can afford to do that, but you have this supportive people backing you, like holding you like a rock not to fall. So apart from your teacher, which you've spoke about, do you have someone that inspire you,
Yeah, I do, actually. I was planning
more like a mentor.
Yeah, I have a friend. I've known him for like years. I've known him since like kindergarten. And he's trying to get into the army now. So what motivated me about this guy is that his dedication, it's on a different level. Because when I would say I can't do this guy's like, I'm going to push myself to do it. And he would tell me, dude, don't say that. He used to sit there and he'd be like, don't say that. You can do it. And he would, to this day, even when I was before coming for the podcast, I was like, I'm scared. What am I going to say? He was like, just go rock it. Be yourself. So every day, like since kindergarten to this very day, every single day of my life, he's been there. Just constantly pushing me, trying to make me do better. Everything he supported. When I was wrong, he was supporting me. When I was right, he was supporting me. So of course, he is one friend that I would be really grateful to.
And are you looking to have more mentors? Because, in as much as we grow, we evolve, we also need mentor. Now you talk about your friend well. Are you looking to have mentor in the future, someone who can guide you, in the right path of your career, because you're doing a lot of things right now?
My greatest mentor would be God. I don't think I need any other human, people as my mentor other than God himself, because that's the greatest mentor you can have. He knows everything. He's everywhere. So
and he sees everything.
Of course, he sees everything. So you can't run from him. So of course, he's the greatest mentor.
This is really great. In fact, you nailed the question. You nailed the answer really good. You're not into modeling anymore.
No, I'm not.
Now you're into filmmaking. Now let's talk about, what is filmmaking to you?
For me, filmmaking is an art. It's an expression. It's what I feel inside that I want to show others. Film, like movies in general, any sorts of films, it's not just to entertain the eye. It's to soothe the soul. It's a movement. You can inspire someone through a film. Just show them a video, like a 3-second video. Maybe it can change someone's life. So film and filmmaking is an expression for me. It's a form of art.
So have you done any film recently? Have you?
I'm working on one right now. My major film. It's on the work. It's under construction right now. Have everyone ready, casting, videography, everything ready. We're just waiting for one last person on our team, and then we're gonna start.
What advice would you give to your, to your other creatives, but they don't have a connection?
My biggest advice would be put fear away. Because if you see most people my age especially, is we have a sort of fear about talking to people. Because a lot of communication right now is based on texting. When you go talk to someone face to face, there's a small, they're embarrassed or shy.
Yeah.
The same situation with me when I started. I used to be scared of talking to people. So I would say fear is just, it's a river, Across the river is where you want to be. And this is you right now. Just jump over the river. It's not a huge deal. Just my advice would be keep fear away and focus on your dream and knock on all the doors you can.
Yeah.
Try to open as much doors as you can because
Exactly.
opportunities are not going to come looking for you. You have to make them. You have to go looking for them. So, yeah.
Yeah. You have to keep, even if you get 100 no's, there's 1 yes waiting for you at the end,
Of course.
Yeah. So what has been your biggest challenge so far in producing your film? Because you're working on something right now.
Biggest challenge would be funding the videographers. Because I have friends who are into audio.
Yeah.
So I can get audio for free because they're friends or helping me out. I have friends who are actors and they want to act. And they'll do it for free. But the biggest challenge is finding a videographer under our budget. So let's just say my budget for the whole film is max 3,000 dirhams. I don't think I can find a person who's willing to work, for that rate. Especially because my film is set in like 3 or 4 different locations. And one of the locations is a desert. So we need heavier equipment, more safety. There's a lot of other challenges. And of course, protocols in this country, it's strict. So we have to respect.
You have to guide through the right direction.
Yeah, we have to respect the laws. And yeah, I think respecting the laws are the hardest part because we're not allowed to use drones, without being certified. There's a lot of challenges about the law part.
You're born in Dubai. So I would say you're lucky.
Of course, definitely.
Okay. If you're born in this city, what I would say, from my experience, Dubai has a lot of opportunities. Dubai will open doors for you.
Of course.
If you want to be successful, you will be successful. If you want to be useless, you will be useless. At the same time, if you try to move faster than your shadow, you will be caught just like this. So Dubai has a lot of opportunities. It will open doors for you. So I would say keep going because you're in the right track. As long as you have time for your studies and while you navigate your way through the filmmaking, so you have a lot of bright future ahead of you. So I would say keep going. Don't give up.
Never.
Giving up is not an option. Each time that comes across to your mind, just say, I take this out of my mind and, just rebuke this feeling of fear. Because when fear comes, procrastination comes. And when that comes, you start, fear is like a spirit. It weighs you down. And when it weighs you down, you feel like, oh, I'm so tired. And then you want to push, okay, tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes, which is good. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now, starting from now? Is it on the runway or more behind the camera?
I don't think I'll see myself on the runway again. Not negative. I'm just saying.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because it's a lifestyle I've left behind. I don't think modeling it's my thing anymore. Because when I stopped modeling, I started to enjoy more of life because I can eat food without, fearing of a diet. I'm getting fat. I don't have to do that. I can wake up a little late. It's less stressful. And I don't think modeling, I've done enough of modeling. Right now, what I want to do is I want to help people, chase their dreams. If you want to be a model, come to me. If you want to be an actor, come to me. I just want to help people now. That's what I want to do.
Now the stereotype now is, usually the modeling takes a lot. You need to watch what you eat and this and that, what time you sleep, what you drink, what you put in your body, especially. But there are some modeling agencies now that don't look at that part.
Of course.
They look at your personality. Personality is everything. Do you have this, are you this charisma, you have this charisma, are you fun? Do you enjoy doing it? So I wouldn't say, you might think that it's not your thing. Maybe you might get called and you might want to go back,
of course,
so
yeah.
In case someone is watching out there and want to feature you, why not take this opportunity? Opportunity passes by. So let's not lack on
I'm not
that
going to
one.
say I won't do any shoots again. I will get back in the game. But as of now, I'm going to take a small break just to focus on my film.
Focus on one thing before jumping
Because
into...
right now, I'm focusing on 3 things. My studies, I'm still in my senior year. So I have a couple months to go before I graduate. So studies, I have modeling, and then I have filmmaking. And I'm managing a business as well. 3. So 4 things at once. So I just want to get some time off and just focus on one thing at a time.
So you're in a senior high school right now.
Yeah.
You're in the last class. I would say...
Year 12.
Yes, year 12. In Africa, we call it different thing. So in this part, you need a lot of time to study because the exam is really tough.
True.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, more grace. So if you could sum up your mission in one sentence for the next generation, what would it be?
Something that I relate to is age is not a barrier. It's your best friend. Because for me, because of my age, I've been considered in a lot of things, Because if it's a long casting and they go through the names, the ages, and then they see me and they're like, oh, he's a young kid. He's looking for an opportunity. Let me give it to him. Sometimes age can go against you, but sometimes it can be a best friend. But I will tell you this, age is not your limitation. It is not your boundary. And of course, more than that, this is something that I actually framed in my mind right now, a quote. Your situation should not decide your destination. Like where you come from should not decide where you belong.
Okay.
I've seen footballers and directors, actors, they come from villages, small villages, and now they live in big penthouses. So your situation should never decide your destination.
Very good. It's a very great section, I would say from our side, we wish you all the best with your future. We hope that your dream come true.
Thank you so much.
Never give up. Never give up. You don't know what's waiting for you in the next room.
Of course.
So keep knocking on that doors, and we hope that your film producing, yields you more fruits so that you can enjoy the fruit of your labor, so you can take care of your parents and yourself and your folks and friends. That is it for today's episode. I want to say massive thank you to Libin for joining us.
Thank you.
Please, if you enjoy this episode, hit the subscribe button, share with your friends. Libin is a student. Also, he owns a company in Dubai and he's still pushing. So imagine at 17, building your own company while some children are still playing video games, playing outside, trying to find hobbies, but he's chasing a dream. He's a dreamer. So we hope you're going to enjoy this section and we're going to see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.